three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right, welcome back to Teaching Crypto. This is MrFOMO. We are having a late night stream tonight. Just checking the sound to make sure you can hear me. And before we get started, please hit that like and that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it as we push toward 1,000. Tonight, we're going to talk about JASMY coin, an ERC20 token billed as Bitcoin, or excuse me, Japan's Bitcoin. Now, this is something that you can pretty much get anywhere, and we'll talk about one of the places that you can no longer get it tonight a little bit, but you can get it on Coinbase, KuCoin, Bitpoint, Crypto.com, Gate.io, Bitfinex, Bybit, MEXC, Huobi, WazirX. The list goes on and on. Uniswap, SimpleSwap. There's a bunch of places where you can get this thing. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. Now let's go ahead and let's just go to the chart first. Let's look at CoinMarketCap first. So CoinMarketCap here, you can see that over the last day, it's had quite a climb. It's come up about 5%. It's not in the top 100 as far as coins go. It's a very low market cap, under $200 million, just under $200 million, with a daily volume of about $15 million, just under 15, putting it at a number 131 on the list, and a volume versus market cap of about 7.34%. So not bad. Definitely something that you'd want to take a look at because of the market cap, right? Just that alone, you know, during the bull run, that'll move all by, or just with Bitcoin moving, you know, just on principle, right? Like as soon as money starts pumping into the market, you know, coins are going to move, and JASMY will be one of them along with Bitcoin. But there's some things about JASMY that are really intriguing. I'm going to switch over to their little website here. And where is JASMY? Oh. So you've got JASMY here, and the website in and of itself is not that impressive, but they say some things and they're linked with some things, and the ideas behind it are pretty great. Like, I'm really intrigued by a lot of these ideas. First of all, you see these little circles floating around here. You've got Internet of Things here, IoT. Internet of Things is, you know, like you see these commercials where they say a smart coffee grinder that, you know, orders beans when you run out of them, right? You know, an Internet of Things is all these interconnected things that are in your house that can, you know, communicate either with you, with AI, with, you know, merchants to, you know, sell you things, make your life easier, more simple, you know, less decisions for you, more efficiency, right? They also recognize that your data is hugely valuable. And so what they're trying to do here is give you, the data consumer, or really the data producer, and we'll talk about that a little bit. They're trying to give you value in your data, like you would be able to access the value of your data the same way you access the value of any other asset. That's sort of the idea behind decentralized data democracy, right? And so they want to create Internet of Things devices, and they have some laptops that they're working with, and you can only purchase them in Japan. They seem to be making inroads according to their Twitter in San Francisco, but I'm not really seeing that much as far as what you can buy from Avita or JASMY in the US. But they do have a lot of stores that sell their devices in Japan, seemingly. So we'll see how that works out and how the move works out to San Francisco and what we can end up buying here in the US markets. But for now, it seems to be pretty big in Japan. But their devices will communicate the data that you produce not directly to the merchants, but into what they call like a personal data locker. And let's go over to how that works real quick. And so if you look at this little diagram that they have on their website, this is you with your ponytail consuming or actually producing data. We produce reams of data. That's really what these merchants are interested in, is the data that we produce that can be valuable to them in trying to sell us something, right? They can tailor their marketing to us so that they can, more efficiently sell us what we quote unquote need. All right, so this is you producing data. Now, what they have is called a secure knowledge communicator. Basically, what they're doing here is they're not tokenizing your data, but what they're doing is generalizing your data and then aggregating it. And so what your data gets generalized sort of, and then it goes into your personal data locker, which is like your wallet, right? It's they call it a personal data locker, but it's basically a hot wallet. And in that hot wallet is your generalized data prepared to be aggregated and sent out to everybody or to these merchants, right? Goes through another secure knowledge communicator. And basically what they're saying here is that this is pseudo-anonymous, just like any other wallet address. So it's, there are a lot of fancy terms here, but they're basically using blockchain is what they're doing, right? They're using pseudo-anonymous wallet addresses to send data back and forth, or at least generalized data back and forth. And so the merchant pays in JASMY coin to use the data. The consumers receive the JASMY coin, and then in theory, they use the JASMY coin as digital currency. That's something that would be further down the road. But anyway, this is sort of a generalized version or pictorial version of what they're doing over there. And so I'm really intrigued, and I really like this project when it comes down to it. And I see some of you are checking in here. I'm trying to run a lot of things here, so I apologize. And so what's up? We've got 2 million ready to cash out. Well, certainly over the last day, you've gotten 5%. So you could take profits there. I mean, it's not much, but I like your style there. You're ready to cash out, Anthony, and that's what we want to see, is people who are ready to make money off these things, take profits when they need to, rather than sitting on these things for life and riding them up and down and never seeing the benefit of them. So I like your style. You're on the right track. All right. So I wanted to talk about some of the negatives here too. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I am going to look at some of these things, or when I look at some of these things, I am going to be a little bit skeptical. And so one of the things that I want to show you guys, and I'm flipping through my notes here, sorry. One of the things that I want to show you is whale wallets. I'm going to share the screen again. And so let's look at JASMY rich addresses according to CoinCarp. And so this for me is not necessarily a problem, but it is a red flag, and I'll tell you why. The top 10 holders are holding about 43%. The top 20 holders are holding 55%. Top 50, 73. Top 100, 80%. And so those people are going to create a lot of sell pressure when it comes to pumps. And so there's going to be a lot of ups and downs as you go through this. So be prepared for that, and be prepared when it hits huge psychological levels for it to have some pretty stiff drawbacks, because those whales will be looking to take profits, and they'll be looking to take profits with a lot of JASMY coins, right? And so that's going to affect a low market cap that's under 200 pretty quickly. So you are going to want to be on top of it, just like Anthony is, and take your profits when you can, so that you ensure you're making money off of JASMY coin. One other thing that I looked at was, Coinbase that talks about your average hold times of these coins. JASMY actually has an interesting average hold time compared to some of the others. Some are being held for, maybe a week. JASMY is being held for a little over a month on average. And you compare that to the big dog Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's still only being held for like around 6 months on average on Coinbase. So for a coin that is not in the top 100, the average hold time is actually pretty high. And so that is interesting to me. That is another thing that makes it intriguing. But I put together a kind of a pros and cons here, the kind of a teacher T-chart. And so let me dip into that and show you what I've got here. And so I want to give kind of my honest assessment of JASMY, and then let you decide after that. And so this is what we've got here, and I don't know why it's not letting me. There we go. And so the pros, on the pro side, we've got this fantastic team, right? The leader was the 7th president of Sony, and seemingly is still involved, and everybody else is sort of a who's who of people with relevant experience. And so I really, when I look at this and I look at the team, there's nothing there that makes me fearful when I look at the team. A lot of these projects, one of them we looked at, Robo Pepe, they wouldn't even tell you who the team was, because it was some sort of weird secret, or they weren't sure what they were doing was legal in their jurisdiction. So you love to see the team, especially a Japanese team that was involved in projects like Sony and Sony Bio and Sony Style, and all these different big name projects coming over to this and working on JASMY. So it's a huge bonus when I look at that. Internet of Things integration, I think, is the future. I think Internet of Things is already here. It's going to get larger. It's going to be something that you want to pay attention to when you're investing. So I think this idea, incorporating the Internet of Things, is also intriguing. Data democracy, to me, and the value of someone's data and being able to access the value of someone's data is also super intriguing to me. Giving someone control of their data rather than just, selling it off to, whoever the highest bidder is, something that I think pretty much everyone out there can agree that they want. Companies pay for access to user data instead of controlling and selling it. Consumers are paid for the use of their data, right? Everybody wants to be paid for the use of their data. They don't want it stolen from them and then having other people profit from that. The team seems to be engaged on social media. The market cap is under 200 million, so it's a great investment opportunity, especially with a volatile market. I gotta plug this in real quick, or we're gonna lose the live stream. Thank you, U-Butt. My battery dies as soon as we go live. So anyway. You've got lots of partnerships there, specifically Japanese partnerships, and they're expanding in the US. Apologies for that. Cons, they were moved to the innovation list along with tokens like VGX and FTT on Binance. And so that is one of the red flags that came up for me. I'm not sure why they were moved there, but seeing them there with tokens like VGX and FTT is concerning. PCs only seem to be available in Japan, or their devices only seem to be available in Japan. There seems to be less than 700 transactions per day with JASMY, which is not a lot. The total supply is concerning. We like to see total supply somewhere in the tens of millions, not the tens of billions. Circulating, same thing, that's a lot. Whales control a lot of JASMY, which means there's going to be a lot of sell pressure. Huge corporations are not going to give up control of your data overnight, similar to the way that TradFi is not going to give up control of the financial system overnight. currently it is about 99% off of its all-time high, which is concerning when the rest of the market isn't that far off. You know, a lot of their partnerships are not well known, at least here in the US. The average hold time is 39 days. And, you know, on the flip side of that, Coinbase is also showing that there's a 94% buy signal. So take that for what you will. A lot of promises, delivery not in the US. Like I said, there's a lot of buzz about this in Japan. Like I said, it's Japan's Bitcoin. But there are some reasons to be at least hesitant when it comes to JASMY. So that is what I have. If you guys have any other coins that you'd like us to review here on Teaching Crypto, let us know. And if you have any comments about JASMY, if you own a lot of JASMY, if you disagree with some of the things that I said tonight, please let us know. Let us know in the comments. We'll get back to you. We love it when you comment on our videos. We love it when you share. We love it when you subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Teaching Crypto, if I can get this done. This has been Mr. FOMO. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button.